You're wishing this was you, aren't you? I'm talking to you, the ones who played, completed, and experienced what this game has to offer. Sitting in your chair, being able to easily put hours into one game. That's what it means. How do I know? Well, I'm living it. This video is supposed to be a time capsule of some sort where you can see how I felt and what I thought in the middle of playing Persona 5. So, the next question is, what do I think? I want to go back to April of this year. This was when I streamed what Persona game I wanted to play. This was around the time when Persona 3 Reload released, so I genuinely didn't know which one that I should play. Persona 4 became the one that I eventually decided that I wanted to try. At least that's what I remember. Persona 4, the oldest of the three, graphics outdated, but still enjoyable. Was that really why I chose it? No. The main reason that made me decide on 4 was, and I will not lie, the price. 20 bucks for a great game? Or 60? Which one would you have picked? However, if the price didn't play a part in the indecision, would I have picked Persona 5? Yes! That's not where the indecisiveness ends. When I finally decided that I'm finally going to start the game, I started streaming. It felt weird. I think I enjoyed it, maybe? It felt strange. The game was good, so then why didn't I like it as much as I thought I would have? Afterwards, I looked into the camera, the dead robotic lens staring back at me. And then I looked at the screen next to me, showing me how the stream performed. The data just stood there. Only an average of 2 people looked at the stream, with portions where nobody even bat an eye. I decided on one more stream, but it ended in the exact same way. Maybe this game isn't for me. No, the problem is the stream. The reason I stopped streaming is this exact problem. I can't enjoy a game with an imaginary audience. So I just let it rest for a month. And when the time was right, I continued and I actually enjoy it. Now, finally enjoying it. There's something that's been bothering me? Or no, it's more interesting to experience. I'll call it the Persona effect. So, the paradox of Persona. Wait, really? The Persona problem. Nobody's got that exact wording yet? Okay, good. It's not going to matter, because what I'm trying to say here is a change in habits. Before, when playing a game, I would at maximum play around 2 hours. Now playing Persona 5, I'm playing the same game for a maximum of 5 hours, easily surpassing the 2 hours from before. I have no clue how this happens, but I have a guess. I think the most obvious is that, well, the way that the game is actually structured. Are you at all familiar with the 1001 Nights? This is the general concept. The main story talks about a king that marries a woman one day, and the next day he executes them just to repeat it again with someone else. Eventually, one woman has actually a plan. She tells the king a story. However, she stops in the middle of the story and tells him that she'll tell him the rest of the story the next night. He lets her live for one more day. The next night, she finishes the story and starts a new, more interesting one. Again, just as before, he lets her live an extra night. Now, replace the small stories with part-time jobs, studies, movies, games, frickin' fishing, messages, friendly activities, confidence, mementos, palaces, and a greater overarching story, all giving you small parts of a story, stopping you before you can continue any further, switching between stories to keep you listening and playing. Now, what I've told you here is nothing new. It's the reason why we have cliffhangers at the end of an episode or a setup to a sequel before the movie ends. However, the way that Persona tells its story reminded me of this more than anything else. Especially with the confidence system. Here's where I'm at. I've maxed out my confidence with Takumi and almost maxed out my confidence with Cosme. I think at least. Again, this is where things get tricky. Me telling you what my stats are in a certain game should give you an idea of how good, bad, far, or experienced I am in the game. However, in Persona, I feel like that isn't the case. How it at the very least feels like is that I'm making hundreds, thousands of choices, I have no clue which ones matter and which don't. I don't know what characters I need to have a better relationship to progress the story the way that I want it to, and I don't know how it will end. It feels familiar. Close even. It's almost as if it's real life. I've only played around 50 hours of the game. With the game being 100 hours in length, it really feels like a percentage more than anything else. Like, the more that it creeps up, the closer that it gets. It's as if you would wake up and realize that you're just another 8 hours closer to death. From an inside and outside perspective, the closeness to decisions and choices that you make looks to be the cause of what I've seen is called the post-persona depression. That one I didn't make up myself. That's why I'm making this video. To show you how my brain at least works while crossing that line. So, if I may, I'll see you on the other side.